I'm going to show you the 5 types of orders that I get on Cardmarket and how I package them. The first one I call the optimizer. These are great for buyers because when they buy 4 cards with a collective value of 25 euros or less, then shipping is only the cost of a letter with 1 stamp. So that's like 1 or 2 euros usually. So it's great value for them. For me as a seller, they were a little bit trickier because 1 stamp only gets you a 20-gram letter. So there's a lot of weight restrictions when you package this. So this is the best way that I've found. I take the 4 cards and they go into 1 sleeve together. Separate sleeves is too heavy. And I've gotten a bigger type of top loader. This is a 75 point width top loader because a standard top loader doesn't fit 4 cards. And I put the cards in. And now they're nice and protected. I always get some kind of tab that I put over the top and I tape it shut. And the reason for the tab is basically to shut off the top while preventing any tape from directly bridging this gap. Because otherwise, if the card moves and they get stuck on the tape, they'll damage it when you pull it off. So that's why you put some kind of piece of paper or paper tab underneath. So these are the cards now. And this alone is already like 14 or 15 grams. And in the beginning, I was cutting up envelopes and always looking for, ways to make the weight. And it's tricky because if you need to put an extra envelope, that's potentially another 2 euros. And when you're selling cheap cards, that's probably more than what you're making on them. So it was quite useful to figure this one out. This is a C7 envelope, and I'll put all these dimensions and names of stuff in the description. And it's a perfect fit basically for a top loader. So I will tape this shut on the back. And then I'll put a label on it. And a stamp. Stamp goes in the corner, obviously. And then I just put it in the mailbox. And when you do it like this, it's always 18.5 to 19 grams. So I don't have to think about this anymore. Whenever I get one of these optimized orders of 4 cards for 25 euros or less, I know it's a big top loader, 1 sleeve, one of these envelopes, label, stamp, tape it shut on the back, and it's good to go. So that's saving me a lot of headaches. And you'll get these orders relatively frequently because they are so great for the buyer. So I think it pays off to have a solid system in place for this. The second type of order that I frequently get is 1 or 2 cards that are still under 25 euros. But because it's only a few cards, I don't have these weight restrictions. What I like to do then is just package the card. Let me grab a piece of paper, put a tab across, and then I put them in a bubble mailer. So these are A11 bubble mailers. And I shut them like this. Put some extra tape on the back so that it doesn't open up. And again, label on the front, stamp, and you're done. This is just because I have the weight allowance for a better envelope. So when I was dealing with the optimizer, you don't have the weight for a bubble mailer. But now if it's only 1 or 2 cards, that gives you a couple extra grams. And I prefer to use the bubble mailers. So that's the second type of order I get a lot of. The third type of order I frequently get is a couple of more expensive singles. So let's say these 2 cards are worth, I don't know, 20 bucks each. And the total order is then 40. That pushes me into the letterbox package or parcel territory. So I'm no longer allowed to send this with an untracked letter. Cardmarket tells me that I have to send this tracked, which means that it's automatically a letterbox parcel. So the process is exactly the same. You sleeve the cards, you top load them, you tape them shut at the top. And then I take both. They go into an envelope. I tape it shut. Then I get one of these boxes and they go into there. This is a A6 letterbox. And that's it. So I'll put a label on top of here, then tape it, and then I'll order, typically I'll order my post label online, print it at the post office, and that's the final step that goes on top there. The fourth order that I get a lot of are slab sales. So I basically only sell singles and slabs. So if you sell completely different stuff, then, you'll have different packaging needs. So this one is already sleeved, as you can see. This one isn't. So I also sleeve my slabs. I use the Beckett grade shields. But that's just, because I bought those. I don't have a strong preference. Use any slab sleeve that you want. These will go into one of these bubble mailers each. So it uses the same bubble mailer as I use for singles. Like with all these things, I think the more you standardize and reuse the same kind of products, the easier it is. So I have 2 kinds of top loaders, 2 kinds of envelopes, 1 kind of box, and that's it, right? So it makes things very easy for me. I typically put them into separate envelopes, but if you want, you can fit 2 slabs into one of these envelopes. I'll grab another one of these boxes, exactly the same. And again, it's also perfect fit for slabs. Yeah. Close them up. Label goes on top, tape it all shut, and then basically print it out at the post office, the actual postage label. And I always put them on top of my own labels. Like I use these for the letters directly, but for these parcels, it's just for me to know which parcels they are. And I always put the official label over top. And this works for combinations as well, right? So let's say I'm selling 1 slab together with a bunch of singles. Then I would just package it like this. So you'd have 1 envelope with a top loader with the singles, and 1 envelope with the slab. And that's it basically. So that's number 4. Yeah, and the 5th one is a little bit cheesy because I think these 4 are 99.9% of the orders I get. I basically only sell singles and slabs. So it's always like this. And very, very rarely something will happen that doesn't fit these parameters. So in a box like this, I can fit up to 4 slabs. So occasionally I will get an order that is more than 4 slabs. So then I need to find a different box. Or maybe I opened some kind of crazy product and I want to sell some sleeves or a play mat or whatever. I've basically stopped doing that because it's annoying for exactly these reasons. Because I'm unable to standardize them. It's not a kind of product that I deal with. So I try to avoid it. But then it just becomes a custom job. And for now, at the scale that I operate at, typically at most, I wait a day or 2 for a package to come in and I can use a different kind of box. Or I've already got a little box laying around, like you save 1 or 2 up. And then I'll put it into those. And even then, I use a configuration of this kind of shipping to go into that box. So if I get 5 slabs, I'll end up with 2 of these boxes, like tape them together, maybe put some extra bubble wrap around it, put that into a different box and send that off. So yeah, all my shipping fits into these categories, and I intend to keep it that way as long as I can. I don't deal in any sealed product. I don't deal in any accessories. And these are conscious decisions to keep things very, very easy to manage. So yeah, you can buy all of this in bulk. Details are in the description. Just buy a couple big boxes of stuff, and it makes shipping very, very, very easy. So learn from my mistakes. Don't spend your first 50 orders figuring out what works and what doesn't. Just follow something like this, and it'll save you loads of time.